afternoon, Belinda here at the Iramoo Community Centre. Today I'm just going to give you some tips on how to propagate your own seeds, or so not propagate, just to grow your own seeds, and just using some stuff that you probably have lying around. So the first one is tea bags. So I had my nice cup of tea this morning, and so if you use tea bags, they can actually make a really good medium to start your seeds off. So all you need to do is just make a little rip in the tea bag, and so break it open just a little bit. And I'm just going to grab here. Now I've got some mustard seeds here, so you can use whatever seeds you'd like. Smaller seeds work better in tea bags just because they're not that huge. So I'm just going to grab a couple of mustard seeds. Now with mustard seeds, you can use them as microgreens. So just when they're a shoot, you can chop it off, and that's it. That's it. Once you do that, it's not going to regrow. Or you can, wait till they're a little bit bigger and then use them in salads and all sorts of things. So I'm just going to drop a couple of seeds in there, just one or two. Now if you're going to use these, and then you just literally close it back up. Now with all of the things that the two things I'm going to show you today, you've got to make sure that you keep these moist, okay? So that's not going to stay moist for a long time. So putting it on a plate where you can just put some water on the plate, or in a little cup, is great, and you can just put the water in and it will actually soak up through the tea bag. So that's number one. So there, seed planted. When it gets to about an inch high or a couple of centimeters high, then you can just pop that whole thing straight into a pot plant if you want to keep the plant growing, or you can, as I said, chop it off for microgreens. So the other thing I'm going to show you today is if you have old strawberry punnet. So this one, you can see we've actually used this one as a pot as well. And so I'm just using the lid today. Now some seeds, some punnets have, just put these seeds back. Some punnets have holes in them and some of them don't, the lids. So just make sure if yours has got holes in them, that we're going to be putting it on something like a plate. Just move my little tea bag to the side there. A plate or something so you're not going to get water everywhere. And then we can hold some moisture in there too. So going to grab a piece of paper towel, fold it up to the size of your punnet. So if you get the large strawberry punnets and things, you can use them too. And I'm just going to wet this just enough so that it sticks into the bottom of my tray, just like that. And then I'm just going to dry my hands on another piece of paper towel. Now I'm going to actually use a different, where they go here, a different type. This is a red mustard. So again, mustard seeds, you can do this with any small seeds. So anything like broccoli and cauliflower and kale, all of those ones over winter, and any of your microgreen seeds. So if you have a look at places like Green Harvest and some other online seed companies, they have microgreen packs. So alfalfa, and you can use broccoli and cauliflower and mustard, all of those, even basil too, you can do as small seeds. So got a few of these ones left. I'm gonna, if I can get them out, I'm gonna stick them on the paper towel. There we go. Only a few here, so I'll grab some of the other mustard seeds as well. So I'm just gonna drop them around, and you don't have to be too, with these, when you're doing microgreens, you don't have to be too particular about the spacing or anything, because we're going to use them up pretty quickly when they grow. So get them all out, and I'm going to grab some of my other golden streak mustard seeds as well. Now if you've got old seeds and you're not sure, you're not sure if they're okay, this is a really good way to test if they're still going to germinate or not as well, because you'll know in a few days, up to a week depending on what seeds you've got, whether or not your seeds will be germinating or not. So there we go. You can even sprinkle if you're using them for microgreens, you can almost pack this full. So we're going to use these to then plant out into the garden. So I've just sprinkled a few on. Now you can leave it like that. If you leave it like this, you need to water it or spray it with a spray bottle of water pretty much every day or every other day, so every 2 days. The other thing you can do is you can get another piece of paper towel, put that over the top, and again just give it a little bit more water, and that will actually hold the moisture in there for another day or two. But again, there's not a lot of stuff here to keep the water there, so making sure that you keep this nice and moist will help the seeds to germinate really well. Now when we're looking at growing our seeds in winter, best thing for most seeds is just to keep them indoors until they've germinated, and then over time you want to get them used to those colder temperatures outside. So we're going to pop this on the windowsill, wait for them to germinate and see what we get.